Well, as the event was revealed shortly after the conflagration of one of Louisiana's largest plantations, black people are having quite a time on social media. Yada, yada, yada. Black people are having that time. And don't blame them. Like, if it were you, imagine seeing all the colonial establishments, colonial superiority establishments getting demolished by nature, simply by nature.
To all people out there who believe in the supernatural, let me tell you what's happening in this country. Our ancestors are causing in Black America. Let me offer you some proof. All the major elements have been hit. The fire at Nottoway, that's fire. The white man who was found in Lake Lanier, that's water. The tree falling on the Confederate Museum, that's earth. The tornadoes that's been blowing down mostly non-black areas, that's wind. The lightning that just struck the police vehicle in Oklahoma, that's lightning. That's all the elements. I've had visions, and let me tell you, it's gonna get 10 times worse. Our ancestors are on a spiritual fucking rampage right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but you may want to turn on your TV. Because the next time it actually comes around, it's going to be 10 times worse. They are demanding we be treated correctly and given reparations for what we've been through. Just saying.
Okay, what's happening? Like, is it God working against the imperialists? I don't know. First, it was the Nottoway fire. Then the Lake Lanier water. Now it's the Confederate Museum hit by a tree. Imagine a tree. And this is the most fun part about all this. This is the part that will make you, oh, like, it's unbelievable. Nothing of these artifacts in these museums was insured. Can you believe? Can you believe that?
Stop with the phrase, we are not our ancestors. It's extremely disrespectful, and let me tell you why. Because we are our ancestors. Okay? We are their legacy. And trust, they were way stronger than we are. They survived what would have crushed many of us. They carried grace while in chains, built legacies from nothing but dust, prayed us into existence. They walked so we could even think and dream about running. It's wild to me that you guys think that they were weak. Our ancestors did not turn the other cheek out of cowardness. They did it out of survival. All while they were oppressed, they made plans for freedom. They strategized. They built communities. So no, I will never say I am not my ancestors. Okay? I am proud to be theirs. They lead me. They protect me. They know my path and why I am here. Speak on your strength, but do not diminish theirs.
Is this a sign from God? I'm asking myself, is it?
A Confederate museum full of hatred and foolishness has fallen. In Fort Branch, North Carolina, Confederate Earthworks Museum, baby, they took a tumble. They were building this museum of hate and racism and just grossness. And God said, not so fast. A tree knocked down the entire museum. It's a complete and total loss. They did not have insurance. They cannot pass go or collect $200. Okay? Look at God. I love that. I love that. You know, I really do. You can never win when you play dirty. But God is able. Like, share, comment below. Follow the page. A Confederate museum full of hatred and foolishness has fallen. In Fort Branch, North Carolina, Confederate Earthworks Museum, baby, they took a tumble.
This incident has generated many reactions on social media.
So let me get this straight. First, it was the Nottoway plantation that burned to the motherfucking ground, right? And so Everybody's saying that's the work of the ancestors. Okay, cool. But now, a Confederate museum in North Carolina just got destroyed by a big ass tree that's been around since the 1800s. Interesting. I think like the movie Sinners started a different type of awareness within our people that made us start to acknowledge our ancestors a little bit more than usual. But it's not just that. It's a new shift going on, and the ancestors is tired because they tired of America. They still fucking with their descendants. Okay? And I just feel like it's just getting started, baby. This is just the beginning. It's gonna be more historical artifacts that was built on the backs and blood, sweat, and tears of African American slaves that's gonna get fucked up this year. And then the biggest lie is the fact that they wanted us to believe racism is over. You know, we're in a new day and age. Ain't none of that happening anymore. But that situation with that lady, Shiloh Hendricks, getting all that money for calling a little child the N-word, I feel like that woke something up in the in the ancestors, in the spirit realm. That was, enough is a fucking enough, okay? And I'm here for a bitch. I can only imagine what it feels like to work hard as hell for years and years, don't get paid, and then get treated badly as well. You can at least treat them nice if you're going to make them work for fucking free and shit. And now you want to be brutal. You want it to be evil. And this is why they want you to think that honoring your ancestors is demonic work. All the while, they want us to honor their ancestors. That's why those dead presidents is on money and motherfuckers worship money. Okay? Yeah. Now, I don't think this is a fucking coincidence. First, the biggest plantation in the South burns down. Now, a Confederate museum. Okay.
Oh no, whatever shall we do? Fort Branch's Historical Society's Confederacy Museum just got taken out by a motherfucking tree. Root work. But Dixie Forever posted they're taking donations at P.O. Box 355, Hamilton, North Carolina at 27840. I'm sure you could probably also find a phone number. You know? The comments are fucking hilarious. If a single tree can destroy the building, it's not a real museum. Ha 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 ha. I can't cackle because the baby's sleeping, but I mean that in the most disrespectful way possible. Yes, Lord, for the rest of our days. Is the tree okay? I wonder. But then you have this dumb Poppy Walker. If you create a Give, Send, Go, I know a number of organizations and influencers who will share it. Please let us know. Anyways, go have fun. Dixie Forever shared the post.
Continues at Fort Branch in North Carolina. Now, this is a reconstruction of the winter quarters of what the Confederate soldiers may have had. Tar Heels. By the way, there's no real consensus on where the word Tar Heels or phrase Tar Heels came from. Lots of different stories. None of them have been confirmed. Okay. Hello. See if this will open. There you go. That's what it looks like on the inside. Not the most glorious of quarters, but for some folks, that might have actually been an improvement. And again, I'll show you the map. Well, actually, I don't think I showed you the map on the movie. This is the map of where it is. The river is the Roanoke River. This is called Rainbow Bend. And there's a map of all, but over here, pause this, try and read things.
And look, y'all already know me. On this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before I start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. The word Tar Heel, while now a proud nickname for North Carolinians and the University of North Carolina's athletic teams, has a complex history and some troubling origins related to race and class. It initially referred to workers, both enslaved and poor, in North Carolina's pine forests, who often had tar or pitch on their feet due to the nature of their work. This led to the term being used as a derogatory term implying low socio-economic status. Make that make sense? So this fake ass tour guide of that museum lied, because Tar Heel does have a meaning to it. They use that word to shame our ancestors because of the work they was doing, because they were slaves in the field, and they used that word to shame them, to talk down on them. But this the cold part. A lot of people don't even know this, but our ancestors built the University of North Carolina Tar Heels campus. Check this out. Yes, the enslaved people contributed to the construction and maintenance of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, including the buildings known as Old East, Old West, and Gerald Hall. Make that make sense. So that's why they call themselves the Tar Heels. At one time, the football team had it on their helmets. It's really some disrespectful shit. But that's why I always say, shout out to the ancestors, the real get back game, because they don't sleep. And I love that shit. But before we go on, before we talk about anything else, before we talk about this racist ass museum, I want to show y'all how these plantations and these museums, they always lie about history. They try to make it sound good. They try to make it sound like they treated the slaves right, and they really didn't do all this dirt to our people. Now, this is a tour guide from Nottoway Plantation. Run the tape.
Yeah, the most in this region, and that's because when he purchased a slave, if the slave had a wife and children, he'd buy the whole family so that they would never be separated. And so that was good for them. Then in the village, he built a cottage for each of those families so they didn't have to share with multiple families and squeeze into one space. So that was good too. They could hunt, they could fish, so they could buy for their own food. And they also built a hospital for them, and there was a doctor who would visit every week. And the doctor trained one of the slaves to be a nurse to take care of them. So from the readings that we have, it sounds like the slaves were treated fairly well as the slave can be treated, considering the conditions. When the war ended, the majority of the slaves stayed here. But he actually had descendants of the slaves who still work here today.
And I have to keep it 100. She lied. She said the slaves were treated fairly. How, Sway? In White Castle, Louisiana, enslaved people face systematic dehumanization, abuse, and denial of basic freedoms, mirroring the conditions across the state and the deep South. Make that make sense. And I told y'all in one of my videos that ancestors don't forget. It might take 30 years. It might take 50 years. It might take 70 years. But trust me, they don't forget.
Monuments of hate apparently fall without protest. I mean, without protest. And guess what? This is all happening in 1 week.
What does DJ Colin say? Another one. So y'all, this one has been like swept underneath the carpet, but probably because it's not our local news, but I just dug up something. Another building has been destroyed. On April 12th, 2025, before the Nottoway plantation was burnt to the ground, okay? The Fort Branch Confederate Museum in North Carolina was destroyed. Not by protest, not by fire. This time, Mother Nature used a tree. And I know you're like, a tree? Well, no. It was a massive tree. Crashed down during a storm and wiped out the entire building. A place built to preserve Confederate history, gone in one unexpected swipe. And what's wild, this barely made headlines. No major news cycles, no national coverage, just quietly swept underneath the rug, like it never happened. I'm pretty sure the townspeople, wherever it is, I know they know, but we all don't know. So why? Maybe because this wasn't a loss to everyone. Like, everyone don't care about this. But this museum set on land that once defended Confederate ideas, you know, like during the Civil War. And while some called it history, others saw it as a monument to racism. Let that sink in. So do you think it was just a storm? Or do you believe, like many say, that this was Mother Nature? I agree, is doing what should have been done a long time ago. Wipe this shit off the map. Okay, what y'all think? I think I got some pictures too. Here they go.
Did you hear about the museum in North Carolina that had a tree fall down on it last month, and the owner is now coming out and saying it is completely and total ruin? They found out about it last month, and they were finally go to check it out recently, and this is all that's left of it, right there. All that's left. Now, personally, some people are going to say that is a victory and a sign for their ancestors, and I would personally agree. Confederate Museum, it was a conservator museum for Confederate history. The owner said there's no way to rebuilding it back. Most of the artifacts were damaged or lost, or just incomplete ruin buried underneath the tree. The only thing I would think would be still existence would probably be the cannons, but everything else destroyed, gone. Hundreds of years of history wiped off. But at the same time, places like this exist, and they're strangely having tragedies often all inside. Maybe the spirits are talking. Said, what do you think?
I usually mind my business, y'all, but I know y'all been seeing how all these Confederate and white supremacist shit been burned to the ground, trees falling on that shit. Y'all karma just getting started. Who would have ever thought in the same week the largest plantation and a museum, they was actually trying to build a museum? Like, y'all really be proud of the evil ass shit y'all be doing to people. Y'all bold enough to build a museum. Like, hey, we are proud we enslaved your people and buck broke your men and we ate y'all and put y'all up in smokehouses. We are so proud of this. Yeah, we're the superior race. We stole everything. We rewrote your history. Like, what kind of pieces of shit are y'all? Like, I'll never understand. But like I said, hey, the universe is doing what it's doing. In 1 week, 2 big major white supremacy monuments destroyed. And not by our hand, by the hand of the Most High, the Almighty. Like, imagine the natural earth rejecting how evil white supremacies are. Like, y'all's whole history, everything y'all stand for is just pure hatred and evil. Now imagine the actual earth fighting against you. Oh. Like, black people ain't even have to do nothing. The earth is fighting for us. Mother Earth. We love you, Mother Earth. I can't imagine a natural habitat literally rejecting you, your ideologies, these monuments of wickedness that y'all have propped up are being destroyed. Something to think about, man. Seems like you guys' time is just up.
Please tell me y'all seen that Confederate Museum that was destroyed by a tree. All that hatred they had up in that museum. I'm talking about Confederate flags and basically Confederate things everywhere. But guess what God did? God destroyed it with a big tree. I'm talking about a big tree. Destroyed the whole museum. It looked like God took his hand, put it on top of that building like this, and crushed it all up until it looked like a soda can crumbled up in somebody's hand. God not playing with y'all, bro. The Most High God of Israel is not playing with y'all no more. I don't know what y'all don't get. The Most High God is not playing with y'all. All that hate that y'all have to give, coming right back to y'all 10 times fold. I hope you know that.
First, we had the Nottoway Plantation burning down, and now we have the Confederate Earthworks Museum in Fort Branch, North Carolina, collapsing to the ground due to a falling tree. We love to see it. They were not insured, so it's a complete total loss, and they will not be rebuilding. I think that everything, the way things are going spiritually or energetically, I feel like you guys need to be getting ready for more L's because we're just on that type of time these days. I don't know what's going on, but I love to see it. So yeah, all those artifacts, all that history, all of that stuff is damaged, it's gone, good. It should have been kept. I know it's all about history and all that, but girl, you don't do that about history. You're just trying to, you just want to keep around these fucking relics that are, I don't know, there's negativity around you. I don't know, but yeah, we love to see it, and we need to see more of that. Just get ready for Juneteenth because it's going to be a celebration. Enjoy. Yeah. Anyway, we need more of it. You're welcome.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.